about now? How about eggs? How about damn apples? Sultry. Okay, cool. That's weird. Okay, thank you. Where did I cut out? What very profound thing was I talking about? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Back, okay. Cool. Last thing, not buying as much. Yeah, well, I really hope that my entire little thing that I just talked about wasn't complete. Well, you know what? Maybe that was the capitalists trying to shut me down before I told everybody to stop buying as much. Sweet. Last thing, okay. I told myself I'm on. Yep, told myself. So essentially, I just said that the more time you can put in between you buying the model and like having some kind of like speed bump between you and buying another model, it will really help you in that you make some kind of rule where you don't tell yourself, oh, I'm not allowed to buy it. You just tell yourself, oh, I'm not allowed to buy it until I play. Like Wilmar is a really good example where he says that he won't buy another box of Malifaux until he's played a box 10 times or whatever. Which I think is like a really good idea. Okay, so anyway, I'm doing the base. So we're doing blue-black. Monument Hobbies, one of their best products. Yeah, having only painted models is another great example of it too. Because even like...
I don't think Ernie is still in the stream, but can we get Ernie to commit to playing a model 10 times before he buys more?
well, the thing is he... Yeah, well, we'll see about that. Anyway, blue-black, painting the base. Then what we're going to do is we're going to just slowly mix in white. Yeah, having only painted models is a very good rule to play by. I agree that it's tough. It really is. And unfortunately for me...
Especially if you're ADHD.
And like, when it comes to like me, I play so many different games. Like, for me to find the time to paint everything that I use, it'd be impossible. I think I would just never buy another thing again, which might be a good thing. Which fortunately I've been getting better at, like I was saying before I was interrupted.
Definitely have been selling more than you've been buying lately.
Yeah, for sure.
Really proud.
Thank you. And I think a lot of it comes down to having something like Arachne was very helpful, because now, instead of like switching my hyperfixations from game to game, Arachne's been very helpful in just essentially forcing me to really establish myself in a single game. So now it's not just a case of, oh, I play O12 because I like them. It's I play O12 because I am known as an O12 player and a content creator for a game. I had better not mess it up. And the community, the Infinity community is great, and they're one of the most important parts of my life right now, for sure, in that they keep me grounded in Infinity. So even like something that would force me to not want to play Infinity ever again, like let's just say you have a bad game, right, and you're like, I don't want to play this game anymore or whatever, but I like the community so much where it's like I couldn't give up Infinity if I wanted to. And I think a lot of that is MCP too. Like, I don't really play MCP a whole lot anymore, but there's no way I could completely give it up just because I really like the MCP people. And like Brian, yeah, we love Brian. Matt's good. Alex is good.
Rob.
Anybody from yeah, Rob, yeah, anybody from New Hampshire, New York. Decided to only play. Is that like Scorpions? Yeah, kinda. Scorpions is way above me, way above my pay grade. I can't hold a candle. For sure. Yeah, Scorpions out of top 100 podcasts on the earth, top 1 through 10. What about MC people from Adepticon? I mean, I like them. A lot of the people that play here play there, so they're practically the same people. I mean, I would just say the MCP community itself is pretty cool. They're great people, for sure. You know, even in Infinity, there's like bad apples, right? But it's like not enough to like make the community not worth the effort. I just don't want to travel for the game. Like, that's how I rate games these days, since I play so many of them, because I'm a sucker. The way I rate them is, would I travel a distance to play this game? That's true, you don't play there. That's very true, Tizzy. But if I'm willing to travel somewhere, that is when you know if I actually like really respect the games in a lot of ways. Because I learned early on that, and we're just adding more white to this, by the way, to the gray for the highlighting, and we're just pulling it towards the light, just so I don't get totally distracted here. But like for Infinity, I would definitely travel to Adepticon. I would definitely travel to like Salt Lake Showdown. I'm gonna travel to Dogfinity. We're not at LVO anymore, but there's like a little side thing that goes on in Vegas while that's happening. I would definitely travel for all that. Would I do that for MCP to play? No, I would not. Would I go to New Hampshire or my local store if they were having an event? Yes, I would. Because I think the game is still fun. It's still a good game. And the community itself is very cool. But I've noticed that if the community did not exist, I would probably just not play the game. Because I'd rather just be playing something else, right? But because the community for them is so good, I want to keep being involved with them. So then that's why I keep going back. Like, I almost went to ACO, because I won't be working then, but I decided that the cost of it was just a little bit too prohibitive when I'm not working, so I decided not to go. What? Yeah, and with the business purchase coming up, I was like, let me just play it safe and just not do it. And Tizzy's not going to be there, so that was one of the main things. Tizzy was like, I'm not going there, because he recently just became unemployed from PCN. Or so I hear, anyway. What? Yeah, because Kara wouldn't go, yeah. Plus, Atlantic City's just not fun. Yeah, it's humid, it's not comfortable. The con itself is fine. I enjoyed the con, but there's no game there that I'd actually want to go to play.
You should have gone and just taken paint classes.
Why?
You could coach the paint.
I don't want to. I'm not paying someone to teach me how to paint. I would just I would just do it myself. I would just keep pounding my head into it until I learned how to do something. I'm starting to feel the effects of hunger. Yeah. So you gonna do the pizza thing?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, I think I'll cook rice and make like a real dinner. I'm kind of into it too.
What are you gonna make?
Can you go 45 minutes?
Yeah. Perfect. So we're gonna go about for another 45 minutes, guys. Okay. Anyway. So as you can see, we're slowly just working that gradient. Gonna use a little bit of pure white. Because we're just looking to make lots of contrast between the panels, because that is what makes it look interesting. And then with the pure white, you're gonna want to hit the edges with a little bit of like an edge highlight. And don't worry, it's gonna be like kind of weird to look at, kind of like that, right? Or it doesn't look quite right, but we're gonna fix that. Don't worry. You're thinking, no, Dr.Dees lost his mind again. There he goes. He gone done, lost his marbles. You just kind of want to keep the highlight consistent with like the area that you're doing it. That's gonna be the key here. You don't want it to like really spread out to an area you didn't intend for it to go to, because then it'll kind of start looking weird. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, I've been just yapping away. I haven't really been showing what I've been doing. I'm sorry if somebody was looking for more advice, but just ask. I'll show you whatever you want. Anyway, we're gonna use some of that pure black. We're gonna come back and we're gonna build the shadows back in, so it's nice and watery. And we're gonna take it and we're just gonna drag it towards where we want the dark spots. And this, you don't want to go all the way to the very brightest edges of it, but I definitely recommend you go to where the white, like the pure white, starts to hit this like medium tone, because that will give you like kind of like a smoother blend to the edge. And if you don't like it, just kind of keep working it, and eventually you'll get to where you can tolerate it. And then even with a pure black, you can go into the areas that have like the pock marks. I don't know what the proper word, the explosions inside the base. Just like dab it in there, and it'll give it some depth. And again, when it comes to doing this, don't think about it too hard. Just do whatever. Just get contrast. You're not looking to win any paint awards here. You just put the paint on the model. The people that freeze up because they don't know where to put highlights and shades and stuff, it's just like, bro, just put something on the model. It'll look fine. I might think for all of like 15 milliseconds before I slap down some kind of shade or a highlight on a model, if that. There you go. Starts to smooth out. And you start getting that fancy stuff. Some of that fancy stuff. Girl? You fancy? Being fancy over there? And I think that majority of the work. Anyway, so we're going to pick out the typhus corrosion. So this typhus corrosion is probably 1,000,000 years old. As you can see, it is mostly not paint anymore. It's mostly just like chunk. Some kind of paint chunk. So I mix it with some water, which helps because now I can't paint it chunky. It's only watery because I have to make it watery just to get it to work. And we're just going to slime up R2 a little bit, just to kind of make him look just a little dirty. So here we go. Here's what he looks like when he's pure. I just wanted to be pure. And you take some of the grime. This is very, very watered down. So what this is going to do is mostly stick in the crevices, and you can already start to see how it changes. If it would focus. Stupid white models. Yeah, there you go. That angle helps. So as you can see in there, there's like a little bit of like that dirt in that little accumulated spot. That is what we're after. So you don't want it to look chunky. This is one of those things where less is more for sure. And you just want to stick to the bottom-ish part of the model, because while R2's rolling around or whatever, this is the spot that's gonna get. Is that blue? Is that really? Gosh darn. This little fan thing is blue. I missed another blue spot. Chunky! Then yeah, just do it chunky, boy. I don't care. Do whatever you gotta do, man. It's your model. I mean, I like them chunky too, man. We're both God-fearing men. It's fine. I can paint without fear, but I can't love a chunky woman without fear, that's for sure. So you're going to take this typhus corrosion stuff and you're just going to, in a weird way, it's kind of like a wet dry brush is the only way I could kind of describe it, where you're just going to randomly flick it onto where you want it to look dirty. And this is a great thing to do on areas that you think that the transitions haven't been super smooth, because now you can just grime it up and it will kind of like hides mistakes. So I know that R2D2 is, so the bottom part of it now, as you can see, is starting to get a little kind of dirty looking. I'm going to work up and really drag it down, because what I want to do is get it in the panels, just to give it like a little bit like of an aged effect, because R2 is always looking, I don't say rough, but is always looking used, I guess. Now when I do this, I really don't want to leave a ton of it there, because it's going to ruin all the hard work we did for the white. But as you can see, just with some of that typhus corrosion, it's like, bam, you got so much more details on those crevices. So we don't want dirt acclimation in areas it doesn't belong, but you do really want it to stick in like the vents, like in between the little panels on the sides, where it has a little bit of like a meniscus effect, where it's like up against the edge of the panel. That's what you want. And it could be only some of the panel, but when you do this, what it'll do is it'll give that panel a lot more like shape, a lot more like definition. So there you go. Yeah, like I put a lot in there, and you can see it like capillary effect right up into the upper parts of it. Maybe that's a little much, so I'll just like take some water and I'll kind of just tone it down. I always want to drag it down towards the ground, because if you want the most acclimation of dirt, it would be closest to where the dirt comes from, right? Which is Jersey. So always drag your dirt towards Jersey. A little geography joke. Geography joke there for you guys. And there you go. I like that. Oh, he's nasty. And I'll put some of it on the base in some spots just to give it a little bit of a dirt effect. You know, again, you don't have to cover the whole base, but you just kind of slap it on there. Slap it of dirt. And this just kind of indicates that he's on the pleasure barge of Jabba's pleasure barge. So there you go. See, kind of just adds a little bit of dirt just to kind of break up the perfect, again, the transitions don't even have to be perfect, but like this is a good example, right? The transition line there it's not my best, right? It was fine, but when you cover it with this dirt on the transition area, it just smooths it out for you, and it's a cheat code. Now the problem that I've seen, especially in the horse heresy community, I've really noticed they're guilty of this. They'll just look at a model, they'll slap Nuln Oil on the whole thing, and they'll be like, it's perfectly weathered. Kinda. Like, to me, weathering has to be intentionally applied to certain areas, because if you just slap it with a wash, it's like, yeah, you could say it's weathering, but it's like, is it really? Were you really trying to do that? You're just kind of just doing something to add depth to something you didn't really want to paint, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there you go. I like that. It's got some dirt. Look at the dirty boy. And I think he's done. So after the matte varnish, I'll add some of the goo. You won't be able to see that today, but I'll paint the base for him. And then I will varnish him, and I'll put pictures of him up on my Instagram, which is Dr.D Paint Stuff. Kara's helpful in taking pictures of things because I don't ever want to do it. I got a lot of stuff waiting in the rafters to put on there, and I just keep forgetting to do it because I'm lazy. It's not that I'm lazy; it's because I'm horrendously overworked. Hence the career switch. All right. Well, I'm doing some of the basic stuff. Any questions from you guys? Is there anything you just want to talk about? We had any daddy issues? I am a doctor. I can help you with some of those things. I mean, I guess we could dive into the whole you like them chunky thing, like the psychology of that. The model is not done until you paint the base rim. If you do not paint base rims, you're dead to me. Dick. I would actually like seeing you do some terrain. Yeah, I could probably do that. I need to paint I have a relatively well-known local Infinity board that's a spaceship that I do actually intend to fully paint up. The way I think I'm going to do it is I'm going to probably prime all of it silver, and I'll probably sponge paint the entire thing just to give it like a really beat up look effect. Because it's supposed to be like a crash spaceship on a desert planet. I can definitely do that though. Oh, by the way, something that did come up last time. Tizzy did ask me to paint an Achilles or like an Ajax. I don't have either one of those, but I do have Hector. Because he is an 012. I would actually paint Hector on the stream. One thing that I want to see if I can do though is our buddies over at CB. I was talking to their marketing person, I guess. And I want to see if I can help them with their Warcrow release, because that's their new game coming out. This is one of the promo models that they gave out at one of the cons. I think it's called the Unmade or something like that. It's one of the Scion models. I want to say, I think it's an elf. I think. What?
Really pretty.
They're cool. Yeah, they're really cool models. I also got one of their Legionnaires from Adepticon. I don't know where I put it. I'll be quite honest. There's a lot of crap in my house, but it definitely it has like a skin cloak, lots of cloth, like these little bells in the hair, and like a big glaive thing. And according to the art, they have like colored skin that's like red. Because I think they worship like some kind of like skin altering god or something like that. I don't know all the details of it, but I was thinking this might be a really cool paint job to do. I was thinking of doing some, maybe go like sea foam for the robes. I think is the color I want to go with them, and maybe do red skin and some gold bells and like a skin cloak and blah, blah, blah. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think this is also a female because it looks like there's a female anatomy. Anyway. No, actually, I have yet to play on the spaceship table, but love to play it on. Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too, bro. I would also like to play on it when it's finished. Right now, looking at it, it's kind of an eyesore compared to everything on there, but it's it's work in progress. It's not like I'm not painting. If anybody accuses me of not painting, I'm like, bruh, come to the stream. You see me painting all the time.
All the time.
Or a day. So there you go. R2 is now done.
Paint. All right, I'm sorry, Tizzy.
Just because he's not streaming doesn't mean he's not painting.
Yeah, I'm literally like always painting.
Every day he paints.
I don't play video games because I'm too busy painting most of the time. Okay. Is this...
Or spending time with me.
This R2 is actually also done.
He does make several evenings to have dinner with me and do whatever I want to do in the evenings until I go to bed.
I do try.
He's a good boyfriend.
I'm trying so hard. And also, I have stuff that eventually I would like to paint here where I've got some dioramas. Or busts, I guess. I don't know if it's like a bust technically, but like stuff like this I can really see as painting. This would be like a multi-week thing. This was from the previous... That's just an Infinity model. So, Merry Problems, which was it? Adepticon exclusive. Or not Adepticon, but it was like a con exclusive for like 2 years ago. Yeah, I gotta paint that for Eric. I got a lot I gotta paint, okay? Spaceship on stream. The whole thing? I mean, I guess you could request it. And also I have almost all of the Wargamer Hot and Dangerous pinup models for the historicals.
Ooh, yeah, those are hot.
Yeah, a lot of them are very, very cool. I have the Japanese ones up there somewhere, but this is Dixie, this is the Southern, this is the Confederate girl, but I have a lot of those. Trust me, guys, there's always going to be something to paint.
That servant model, I want you to do that so you can, because she's naked and you can do like all skin. And that would be like your skin tutorial.
Sure. Yeah, whatever. The point I'm getting to is there's always something I'm gonna paint, so there's never gonna be a shortage of things to paint. Even if I never buy something again. Can I request that you paint that spaceship? Yeah, you can request it, like I said. We'll see. We'll see if I get to it. Not from a lack of things to do. Okay, so I guess we'll start working on C3PO. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna do the Necro Gold, which is this color right here. Now, what we're gonna do to make this interesting is that he's gonna be wandering around in the woods of Endor. So we're gonna do a green undercoat to it to make it look more interesting. So this is actually gonna be more on the experimental side. I haven't done a ton of this, but like black green, this is one of my favorite colors of all time. I use this color so much. I have 3 bottles of it. This one's... There's nothing in this one. I use this a lot. This is probably one of the top 3 paints that I use. I use it all the time. I should probably just throw this paint away, but I can't. Okay, it's dead, Joe. It's dead, Jim. It's dead. But the next model that I paint on the stream is either going to be that unmade or Hector, because I actually want to really use Hector in the game. Now that the Ment officer exists, you can actually play hot lieutenants. So I'm very excited to actually play that. So that will get painted on the stream eventually. So it's not Ajax or Achilles, but it's pretty close. It's a Greek hero. And I got 2 hobby stream days, so, you know, who knows what we'll get up to. It's mostly just, me and the same 10 people anyway. I mean, who do we gotta impress, you know? You know what I mean, Fry Man? Alright, so we're gonna take some of this dark green, and we're gonna mix that gold in there. Put it right there, grab some of that delicious green. Yeah, that's good. That's the good stuff. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like it. So we got a couple different greens here. So this is the green gold mix. They're pretty close. I just need enough to cover the entire model. We're just gonna start just slathering it in. Yeah, take that C3PO, you dirty boy. Yeah. And he will have a silver leg. And the only reason I did not grime up this R2 is I figure I'll just grime it up at the same time I do that. Let's see. And my hope is that this dark green will make the gold more interesting to look at, and it will work with the basing that I have in mind for this, which admittedly is Jesse's idea, so I won't take full credit for that one, but he did send me all the stuff for it.
Has anybody spent points to tell you to hydrate?
I have been hydrating. I don't have any water. I think this is like 2 days old. Tastes okay.
You want to put some ice in it?
Sure. Producer Kara, always keeping me in one piece. Dropping ice cubes all over the floor.
What'd you say about me?
I said producer Kara, always keeping me going.
Hydrate.
Put those in the display cabinet if you're not doing anything.
Thor. He's in the other bed now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was looking at him earlier. But Bubby's not in this one.
He's on the couch. Oh, Batman's here.
Yeah. I've been slowly trying to get it over there.
And looked the other day. Because I wanted to.
Hold on. Let me see if we can switch this music up a little bit. Tizzy, assuming you had a hand in all the terrain that I saw at squad goals, bro, I'm thinking at least like 100. Yeah, I agree. But you're a tough, stoic man. I don't think you'd cry. I think you would just not need the third thing. But you know what, Tizzy? I'm going to give you the third thing. You work hard and you deserve all the good things that happen to you.
Batman.
So Kara's giving me more stuff to show off.
These are some of my favorites.
So, when I played the Batman game a long time ago, back in 2nd edition, and the models weren't nearly as good. But I went back to it when I saw the new Two-Face crew that was coming out, when they were becoming their own gang. Because it was very, like, 1940s mafia looking, and I was like, oh, that's super sick. A lot of trench coats.
The golden age of PI.
Yeah, right. Golden Age PI. Again, this is the black before I knew how to do my black. This was probably like the last wave of stuff I did before I really started concentrating on it.
It looks like a good grind up.
Yeah, it's good.
That blood's nice.
His name's Tommy because he has a Tommy gun. You get it?
Basic. Amazing.
All black. Yeah, these are some leaves. It definitely looks like oregano.
Or weed.
I didn't say that. But really cool model. Really dug this one. This one, I always make fun. I always joke about this one because this guy's looking to make money so he can afford medication for his grandma's diabetes. For some reason, this is always the guy. He's like, oh my god, I gotta go. I gotta get the meds so I can get my grandma's diabetes medication.
That back around, the shading on this coat is beautiful. Look at that guy.
So I was trying to go for leather coat on this one.
Yeah, that's
shiny side. Alright, and if anybody has seen... Now, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I've watched it so many times. Batman Forever has sugar and spice in it. And this box had sugar and spice, and I was like, okay, well, I gotta buy this, because I've seen that movie so many friggin' times.
And you paint skin so well.
Yeah, I've gotten good at painting skin. Again, this is if I were to do this again, I would paint it the way I paint black now, because it's got a little more depth to it, but...
So that basing, that redhead.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Extra thick.
Yeah, she's gorgeous.
I forget who this was in the movie. I never remember her name.
I don't know.
But this was Drew Barrymore. Sugar was... Bro. Batman Forever is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. I absolutely love the movie. And, Sugar was played by Drew Barrymore. I think that's how you say her name, right? It's Drew Barrymore.
Absolutely.
And this was, again, one of the first... This was actually probably one of the first models I was really working on how to paint white at a more... I don't want to say competitive, but at a higher level. This one's not blue, though. As you can see, it's got... I really wish he'd stop. Yeah, but I got to work on like shading white and stuff like that. I got pretty good at it over the years.
Tell them about saying sanguinian.
This was the Batman from the new two-player starter, which they don't even sell anymore. It's really weird because he doesn't have a body. If you look in there, he doesn't have a body. He's just a floating head. A bat.
A lot of bat wings.
A lot of stuff going on. Really, really cool model. Okay, what was I doing? Painting gold. You know, I really hope that this thing just assumes that it can't be. Oh, I bet there's a... Uh-oh. I bet we're gonna get copyright struck. YouTube... Oh, no. No. That's YouTube safe. Oh, sweet. Yeah, not getting copyright struck. Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Guys, I did it. I have achieved professional success like no other. Alright, so as you can see, he's looking very green. We're not super worried about this foot, just because that will be a different color. But he's getting there. I think I need to do another coat, because he's looking a little green. Oh god. I have had a hand in most terrain for 40k Guild Ball, Shatterpoint, Legion, MCP from Decepticon. Yeah, like I said, Tizzy, I think we all know that you're one of the main workhorses for Decepticon, and I appreciate every little thing that you do. Because it's definitely the best con I've ever been to. Might as well just paint it so it doesn't look so weird.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Just being able to see your hard work pay off, I bet. It is just a bit of a shame that you can't get to enjoy it for yourself, I guess, you know? Or at least have a con that you can't go to, because you can't even go to Gen Con, really, right? Because you technically, like, work Gen Con. Now, don't get me wrong, I love metal, but I don't think this is the mood. I want like somewhere in between. Yeah, classic rock. That's what I want. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Why don't you just go to a Deathcon, Cheddar Boy? It's not that hard. The ironic part is it's actually probably one of the cheaper cons to go to. The ticket is really not that expensive. And I mean, if it's the price of the ticket for like the plane and all that, I mean, you figure over the course of a year, you can easily save like $400. You work at Adepticon, Squad Goals, Gen Con, yeah, you do work. You're working Salt City GT with PCM the nice. You're working NashCon. Okay. We're at the 10-minute warning there, folks. You're working WTC. That's the one in Denmark, right? You better not be paying for that plane ticket if they're making you work out there. Okay, maybe 20-minute warning until. What are you making? What are you making?
Rice and Italian beef.
Sweet. Simple carbs. Yeah, but seriously, Cheddar Boy, why haven't you gone? It's worth every second. Brother, I get that. The way, I mean, honestly, when it comes to financials, the way I do it is I just throw it in a savings account, and literally just don't touch it. So, like, if you put $5 a month, or whatever, right, in, like, a savings account, like a high yield, and just force yourself to not touch it. Because, I mean, if it's like $5, it doesn't make, like, a huge difference. I mean, you know what I mean, Frammy? And, yeah, you add that up over, like, a couple months, and it's like, like, every paycheck, throw, like, $20 in there. It's like the difference it would make on your daily, like on a weekly basis. Like even if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it's like $20. Yeah, I get that. I was actually supposed to go to the Adepticon right before COVID. Actually, no, it was the one that got canceled actually because I got sick with something that definitely wasn't COVID. You know, because it definitely didn't exist before they got here. Whenever it did, right? And I had to comp my ticket because I got really bad sick and I couldn't work. But I think it was the first year I moved up here because that was the first year I was really working as a chiro, which is just wild to think about. Anyway, I'm using just straight Necro Gold now, and we're just starting to highlight.
And I wouldn't really call this like a dry brush, but I'm being very laissez-faire with the brush strokes. And I'm pretty sure all of C-3PO's gold. Like even the backpack thing. All that's well, other than his like inside wires. Are you intending to go next year, Cheddar? Also, Cheddar, you're probably the one person I don't know. Although I know I've seen your name before. Like name-wise, that is. Oh, I know you. Oh, I'm well aware. I'm assuming you're either Josh or Keith. Keith is too cool. Alright, so is Josh. I agree, he's all Scorpions. He's bigger than me.
Yeah, he is.
He's beyond what I can ever achieve.
Big dick energy.
Anyway, yeah, the stuff we're doing here doesn't really show up too much, but like you can kind of tell the difference. It's like starting to get a little depth there, starting to go gold, but there's that green is staying. Don't need to highlight that. So if I don't finish C-3PO, I might just finish him off stream, or we'll do it tomorrow. Actually, I'll be here tomorrow, so we'll finish it then. But I will have something else to paint, either Hector or that unmade. Depends on if I hear back from CB or not. Saying that Scorpions have PPS. Oh, I'm not logged in as a mod. I can't actually see what you're typing. Oh, there's probably no mods here. No, Tizzy should be a mod. I'm not sure how that contractually works out since you don't work for PCI anymore, Tizzy. They take that like the keys to the company car or something like that.
As I wake up, she's rolling out. She's got the pedal to the metal, takes the shortest route. The dust moves on, pictures fading through. We're going back to the start where alone begins. This cold, cold heart has been dark and dim. She played her part.
Because this model is essentially just one big color, I painted a little bit on the different side in that I'm just like kind of slapping the color where it would be on the macro level. meaning like I'm not worried about like ridges and all that stuff quite yet. All I'm doing right now is just getting all the sketch done, so that if I were to like wash it, it would kind of what am I trying to say? It would like kind of inadvertently highlight some of the things that are raised. It's gonna be it'll have the silver leg. I keep highlighting the leg, thinking like, oh yeah, this is important. And I'm like, no, wait, I'm not actually painting this in gold. I don't really care about that stuff. And I think it's one for the lore accuracy of it, but I also think that it's good to help break up the model because it is literally just gonna be a single color otherwise. Which I mean, it's not like AMG's fault or anything. I mean, what are you gonna do? You got a gold robot, you gotta paint gold. What can you do? What can a man do against such mindless painting? So there you go. See, he's definitely a lot more silver now, but he still has like that undertone of green, because that green will show through the silver. Now I'm gonna take the shinier gold. This is an elven gold, and I'm gonna do something kind of similar. I'm just gonna sketch it in. Really not thinking about it too much. This brush is like not the perfect brush. It sprays up. It's gonna spray out pretty quick, as it already did as soon as I did that. I'm literally just gonna go along the ridges and just try and catch the high points on the models. And again, we're just kind of sketching in where we want the color. Not really all that worried about like details in like where the shade should be or whatever. Again, we're just thinking macro, because we'll do that stuff in a second. And when you do it like this, it will give it like a bit of a textured metal effect. It's kind of like, I guess in some ways it's kind of like stipple in some ways. So like this leg is a good example, right? So like you look at this side, you're thinking mostly green, you come over on this side where the light's coming from, and you look at that leg and it's just like bam! Blammo! Kapow! Catalina wine mixer. Pow! Why does he keep doing that? Pow! We've been hovering around 10-ish viewers the whole time. I appreciate everybody that stuck around. Did we just become best friends? What? It was a little slower tonight. That's fine. You know, got to really concentrate on who our friends were. Yeah, this is the friend stream. This is the real friends. Have I ever been in international waters? I have, yes. If that's a reference to Step Brothers, I forget.
Not far though.
It's a gambling boat. It's a couple miles. Pow! Alright, now. I like that. He's gold. He looks like C-3PO. Wow. So what we're gonna do to make it a little more shiny is we're gonna use a bright silver. Same one we were using before. Speed metal. Speed. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the gold with it, and it'll actually make it a higher brightness on the gold. So like as an example. So speed metal, mixing it with gold. You want it to still be gold. So there you go. So as you can see now, it looks like just a really bright gold. Yeah, the Canon Silver Lakes won't be there, don't worry. I may not get to that tonight, but like I said, I'll probably just keep painting this tomorrow. I might actually put the dirt on the base just for that to be dry by tomorrow, so I can really just go over like the whole thing. But I am starving, and if I have to look at more Star Wars much longer, I'm gonna lose my mind. This movie is also Star Wars, totally a lie. None of the stars actually fight each other. It's absolutely trash movie. And we're just kind of stippling this silver on there to give it a textured metal effect. Sorry, it's not in the camera. I kind of lose focus on what I'm doing. I'm in the middle of painting. And we're just trying to hit the high points here. We're not going to go into the deep recesses here because that's what the green is for. And this textured silver should hopefully help the model seem more interesting than it really is, just because it is just like a straight one color model. And I'll do all this, and I'll probably hit it with like a very watered down, like maybe Agrex or shade, just to give it a little more depth. No, but there's good. All we really care about, though, is an update on the NASA man. Well, she stopped painting, so there is none. The update is that there is no update. I mean, C-3PO is a spaceman. What are you talking about? What you talking about? Alright, dinner's done. So as soon as I'm done with this, we are done for the day. Night. Whatever. I will be here tomorrow. Probably around 7:30, unless something weird happens. And we will keep painting, because the war on gray never ends. And we'll keep plodding along this Star Wars Shadowpoint stuff. I'll probably do a little bit off stream, like I said. I'll probably put the dirt on there, which is just going to be Sterling Battlemire from Citadel. I really like these because they're just really easy to use. But I'll probably paint the base brown, so that you don't have like this weird white thing sticking out of it. Just in case the coverage isn't perfect. That's super cool. So guys, it has been a real privilege to have you here hanging out with me while I'm painting. I'm excited for you to come back. It'll be great. We'll keep painting together. And hopefully you guys took some ideas from this. One of the best things you can do is put what you practice, or what you, yeah, I guess, put what you preach into practice. So if you wanted to try something else new, maybe one of the things I did today will be like, wow, that was really cool, I want to do that. In which case, if it doesn't work, give me a heads up, and I'll see if I can help. Okay, you are Josh. To motivate you, there is no such thing as something that will motivate you. Momentum creates motivation. Motivation will never create momentum. Thanks. Thanks, man. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll show you what we finished. So we did this. We painted this R2. The R2 is essentially done. We gotta grime them up some, but I'll do that at the same time as the C-3PO. and it'll be a lot easier once there's like dirt and stuff on there to kind of think about it. But here's R2D2. He's essentially done. After I hit him with the matte varnish, I'll gloss up his lenses just to give him a little more depth, and I'll add some green goo, which I love. Typhus, Nurgle's Rot is probably my favorite. I'll put it inside the cup and on the bar and on the nozzle, stuff like that. Make it look like he's serving green drink, and then after that he's all done. And I think the grime really helps sell the effect of him being a dirty little robot. You dirty little robot, aren't you? Aren't you, R2? You're dirty. But overall, pretty happy with our progress. Kara did some stuff, I guess. I don't know. And tomorrow, we will finish up R2. Maybe, well, she's painting her journalist. It's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, definitely not done, but making progress there. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, that's the thing. We got like 1,000 different things we could paint. We could do Pearl. We could do Sonya. That'd be cool to have Sonya be done. But we'll see. Whatever. And I'll show you how the Russian guys pop up after I do all the snow effect on them, which I'll probably do before the stream. Yeah, I keep seeing people talk about Turnip 28. I'm not entirely sure what that is. I have no idea what that is. I guess I'll look it up, but there's no way I can get into another game. I don't think it's possible. But, guys, absolute privilege to hang out with you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Come by and stop by, and we'll paint some. Talk to you later. Bye!
There's Domino. Gotta love her.
Domino. Orders usually in 30 minutes.
Goals
You
that
get
down.
10 pizza points every time you play her.
Domino is definitely a X-Men wine mom.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yep. Fair Zemo.
Bullseye down there at the bottom of the board for Sooner, and then he is going to place his Deadpool right on top. And there's Cable, hanging out with his best friend, Baron Zemo.
I look like a spook.
Tizzy, I hate to say it, but I think Magneto's probably the weakest. I'm not sure I'm allowed to legally say this. I love mommy. Thank you for the thank you for the follow. I'm not sure if I'm not.
Who's playing, bro? Just got here. Ryan Freddy, hey, by the way, thank you for joining the Patreon, dude. That was very nice. I really appreciate that. Thank you. We have Pat from Afraid of the Size 3 Tackle Truck playing X-Force for Nathan's Angels, and we have Sooner from Grip It and Rip It.
Pinkerson's 5.
Yeah, but then he rolled 4 dice and crit, so